fortifications that would have encircled the city of Nuremberg. So it was a city that had lots of stuff worth stealing, I suppose you could say, especially when the crown jewels were being held here, the jewels of the Holy Roman Emperor, I should say. So those watchtowers formed part of the city wall fortifications. They are almost entirely intact. There's only a few little sections that are missing. So already here on the left-hand side now you can start to see these walls. Very impressive, and you can imagine how difficult they would have been to breach. Very unusual that they haven't been torn down, because they do prevent the expansion of the city outwards, but here they obviously took the decision just to build on the other side of the walls rather than tear them down. So they are wonderfully preserved, not quite in their entirety but pretty close to it. You can see that it's not necessarily a moat, but certainly another defensive ditch between where we are and the walls as well. So that would have been an extra layer of protection against any invading forces. And then sort of a little bit further up ahead is where we'll come to the actual castle itself. It sits quite high up on a hill. It overlooks down to the left-hand side into where the old town is located. So you see a few flags flying around when you're in Nuremberg. The red and white flags you see are for Franconia, and the blue and white flags are for Bavaria. So oftentimes they'll fly side by side, just sort of reconfirms, I guess, this idea that they're Franconian as well as Bavarian, but the Franconian bit comes first when they want to just let you know where they're from. So you can see again the walls continuing along here, once again in a very impressive looking site. Very difficult to breach. Of course it is possible to go through them today. There are a few areas where they've actually opened up the gap so vehicles can pass through, and there are areas for pedestrians as well. So this is the Nuremberg Castle, which was built basically when they were having these big Imperial Parliament events here. There's not a whole lot to see in there today, but just historically as the structure that was built for all of that, it is very noteworthy. If you're feeling energetic today, you can walk up the hill from the old town to the area where the castle is located. If you walk up there as well, you would come across a statue of a rabbit. This is dedicated to an artist called Albrecht Dürer. He was from Nuremberg, and he was very famous for many different things, but one of the things that he did do was some animal paintings and statues and so on, and rabbits were one of his favourite subjects. So he is also fondly remembered here. So we're just going to make our way down now to a bit where we can go inside the gates, and then very quickly after that is where we're going to drop off. So when we drop off, we're going to take this short walk together into the main square. So I can do orientation, just point out the main sites for you, and then you'll have your free time. And we will meet again at the same place where we get off the bus at 2:45. So you'll have about 2 hours here. Plenty of time if the markets are on to do some shopping, but otherwise you can also find lots of lovely little places to grab a bite to eat, and plenty of options for shopping around the square as well. I'll also point out an area where it's nice to maybe just go for a little bit of a wander into some of the back streets. It's very pretty in some areas. Where they did rebuild, they did a really lovely job of rebuilding here at Nuremberg, so quite a lot of different things to explore. But we just need the lights to change, and then we'll make our way through the walls. So when we get off, I will use the Vox boxes just for a few minutes so I can point everything out and then leave you free to explore.